Konnichiwa, Ogenki, that's good day, or I should say Ohayo gozaimasu, which is good morning. Doko, that's where. Where are you at? Are you here? Still here? I want to get this video. It's going to be a short one. I don't know when the trumpets are going to sound and when everybody's going to be taken up. I know I ain't going nowhere. I'm just waiting on free cars, free food from convenience stores, new places. I could pick my own house because, everybody a Christian. You know what I'm saying? And see how stupid that fucking sounds? And there's a lot of y'all that y'all make your whole lives about going to church, hanging around them fake ass people, these fat old black mammies with ugly hats and all, and then the young girls come in there with body fucking suits on and shit, and y'all in there searching so hard for acceptance, for answers. The answer is there's no answers. And when you realize that, you'll feel better. You'll feel better. You won't be scared of death. You won't be scared of what's going to happen. You won't second guess your intuition. As a lot of you know, I know some of you refuse to believe that a black man could not be into that Jesus shit, but that's what it is. And it's not because like we're mad at God or anything. We don't believe that shit. We can't be mad at something that we don't think affects our lives. Y'all say God is outside of time and space. That means he doesn't exist. Those are the parameters for existence. Your God is in your mind. That's what African spirituality, which morphed into Christianity, is about. It's about those feelings, those unseen forces, flags. You say, okay, the flag moving. What's doing that? Back in the day, they said it was God. And they meant it in a way that it's a force of nature that we can't see and can't control. You can't control wind. Even if you try to create it, it's still not controlled. But a lot of y'all Southerners swear that y'all believe in this shit. Y'all believe in people getting out of the grave. Y'all believe in talking donkeys and snakes. Y'all believe that a man and a woman were put on the earth magically 6,000 years ago, had two sons, and somehow populated the earth. And in between that, the earth was destroyed and everybody died. And Noah was the only one with a boat. And he somehow got all these animals and put them on a ship. And 7 people took care of them for 40 days and 40 nights. My kid don't know that story. She knows the story, but she don't think it's real. She knows that there is a person that people call Jesus, but she know ain't nobody walking around here poor as fuck. Around Palestine, poor as fuck, and saying shit to people, and he was God. What? See, I left the Northwest to come back here 12 years ago, and I knew what I was stepping into. Because when I was up there, nobody asked me to go to church. I had friends who were totally ethical, the best people you could fucking want to have in your life. And then we didn't even, it wasn't even a thought about church. Nobody ever, I was there for 12 years, nobody ever asked me to go to church. I went to church a couple times because when my mom flew in, I know she wanted to go to church. So we went there and we had the worst experience of our life. They were talking to us, knowing we were new, pointing to us, coming off the stage, telling us to tithe. I wrote about it in my book, my second book. That's all it is. They get you stupid black folks they indoctrinate you with the Amazing Grace stuff. You're a wretch. You ain't shit. And I had to tell people in my family early on in my daughter's life, I'm not going to raise my daughter and tell her she ain't shit. And that she should get on her knees and let the government kill her, even though she's the strongest person in the universe. That was your Jesus. It didn't change nothing. Things got worse. Because it's a story that was made up. I study this shit. Not like you do on the internet. Not like you black Christians do going to church letting some alcoholic and adulterer tell you that you ain't shit when he's preaching about his shit. I left that. As soon as I left that shit, y'all so goddamn scared. That's what this warrior class is about. And we train in the Black Guns Matter and the Real Bible Study and the Study of the Greats. All my media is about it, and people can't let go of their ego. If your little lowly, fat, portly preacher who's poor, you'll listen to him about your life, and he can't buy a car, he ain't never made over $20,000 in a year and depend on people to give him food. That's what your preacher is. He ain't special. He ain't better than you. He probably knows less. Me and my extensive biblical and theological knowledge, don't nobody who swear they believe in that shit want to talk to me about it, debate me. I don't even want to debate, because I only debate my equals. All others I teach. I know that shit. And y'all Southerners, y'all, they got y'all so, y'all motherfuckers, y'all don't realize the rapture ain't even in the fucking Bible. Jesus did speak about coming back, but a lot of y'all don't got no reading comprehension. When he was sitting, I think it's in Matthew, he was talking to these people. He said, the Son of Man will be coming in the clouds. And not one of you that I'm talking to, the people he was talking to at that point in front of him, you will not pass away until the Son of Man is seen in the clouds coming back. That's not rapture. He's saying before you guys die in this generation, he said this generation will not pass away without me coming back. He's talking to them, not you. World been in it for 2,000 years, and you corny, cowardly motherfuckers, y'all use a virtue signaling. Y'all like the smiling white people face, and if you want to let them know that you're a Christian. I do the opposite. I let them know I'm an atheist and see how you're going to react. Are you going to discriminate against me? Or are you going to have a conversation? Or are you going to kind of convert me? Knowing that I know more than you, guaranteed. A black atheist from the South who can quote Jesus and tell you about the beautiful literature that the Bible is. It has violence and everything. It's better than a Hollywood movie. And that's what y'all don't like. That y'all refuse to go over those parts where God called bears out of the woods to kill children making fun of a man because he was bald. That's in your Bible. God did that. And remember when Satan told Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of good and evil? Y'all thought that in your mind, because you've been conditioned, oh, that's evil. He just told them the truth. And have you ever considered that the ultimate deceiver, because he ain't the devil, he ain't Satan, he's called the deceiver. In the original text, he's referred to as that, because y'all don't know Aramaic, y'all don't study Hebrew, y'all don't study none of that shit. Y'all go to church and let these fucking high school dropouts keep you poorer than them. They used the preacher in slave times to keep black folks, to give some kind of meaning to their suffering, while they collect the checks, while they got all the resources, while they rape your women, while they kill you and separate your families. And y'all still to this day going to church. I've been to a couple church services in the last couple of years, and they try to bring up politics lightly. From what I'm seeing now with this CK thing, they in there telling people to forgive him. He just had a different opinion. He loved Jesus. He with Jesus now. No, he looking up. He looking up. And anybody who say anything different, they're fucking Neanderthals. These Neanderthals got y'all in this position where y'all think y'all peaceful because you refuse to use violence to attain what you need. That don't make you peaceful and righteous. You're just fucking harmless. I'm glad when I walk around, I see people look at me like I'm a lion. White folks. And the only thing that's different, the only thing that gives them that pause with me is because I look them dead in the face when I talk to them, and I don't change my voice. I don't freaking tap dance. I don't code switch. I'm this. And if you're intimidated, good. Because I'm stronger than you. I'm smarter than you. My seeds are better than yours. I produce better fruit than you. But y'all niggas still in the church talk about something gonna happen, something gonna save me. Jesus ain't saved you yet, you still love him. Barack didn't fucking erase racism from the planet in 2 weeks, and y'all lost faith in him. And a lot of y'all switched over to Trump because y'all thought, well, I might as well shake the system up. And these people use that to pander to black Christians, and these motherfuckers voting against their own interests, poor white folks. Just because this motherfucker held a Bible up upside down and didn't know how to say a Bible verse right. What do you call it? 2 Corinthians? Everybody know a second. He ain't read that Bible. He can't read. The reason why he looked like he could read on TV, because they got something in his ear telling him. He was reading something the other day, and he looked like he couldn't pronounce acetaminophen like he was reading it. They said it to him, then they said it to him again. Then he finally got it right, talking about it's the reason for autism. And that's who y'all Christians, that's what y'all like? I will not raise my children that way. That's why my children win. Because they ain't got no delusions like y'all do. Man, there's nobody like going to church. It eventually came something where you go to see your people. It don't give you no enlightenment. All these baby mothers and serial, baby fathers and drug addicts and alcoholics all up in there. That's where they at. Ain't nobody come out that motherfucker like, damn, it cured me. You spend your whole life chasing that shit. And then when you die, the lights go out. That's it. That's hard for you to, that's hard for people to wrap their mind around. The lights go out. That's it. Death is painless. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just, and y'all motherfuckers really think, like, no matter what these white people tell you about spirituality and Jesus and all that, man, it was a dude, I can't remember his first name, it was like Charles Darby in the 1800s. He came out with a different sect of Christianity after Reconstruction that was about rapture. He came up with it. That shit ain't in the Bible. Y'all misinterpret Revelations. That's John Patmos going through schizophrenia on the island of Patmos when he was exiled there. That's who wrote that. Jesus didn't write Revelation. A schizophrenic did. An exiled schizophrenic. John Patmos. Busta Rhymes brought him up in his music, and that's why I know, and I researched it in 98. John of Patmos. He came up with all these writings about dragons and horsemen coming, and they were only talking about the current political state of them, the Roman government. That's all the Bible is. Then the Romans used it politically, and when it crumbled, it morphed and went somewhere else. America. Christianity wasn't strong like that, like y'all thinking people persecuting Christians and killing them, feeding them alive. That's bullshit they came up with during the Council of Nicaea and the Council of Chalcedon in 525 AD. See? And they got y'all out here waiting on Jesus to come back. For what? Jesus been back in the fields picking your vegetables. Jesus. He already done came back. It's the reason why you eat every day. So stop the bullshit. This, what's going on right now, is all Christian nationalism and the ethno-state that they want. Donald Trump is trying so hard to give him that, because if he don't give them that, they send him to jail. And all we can do is adapt. That's it. All the revolutionaries and all, they killed them all, they did all that shit. And now y'all cling to Jesus. Because y'all scared and lazy. I'm proof positive that Christianity is bullshit. And there's a million other people like me. And the reason why, we all got the same thing. We succeed regardless or without Jesus. We don't need it. You don't need it. And then people say, oh, you're doing good because the devil is rewarding you. When the devil gave somebody something, I don't believe that shit ain't real. And when people see that you don't fall for that bullshit, you scare them. Professionally, romantic, everything. If they can't use something to stop you in your tracks whenever you're arguing or winning an argument, which people use God for, they don't want to deal with you. Because they don't have that power. But then every once in a while you'll run to a person like, man, you on it? And for some reason you don't even bring up religion. And that's why you know that they on it. Because they ain't talking that. They don't mention thank Jesus, thank God, blah, 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 blessed by the Holy Spirit, and I'm highly favored, and all that garbage that you goddamn overweight, beluga whale, black bitches in the church like to talk about how you manifesting and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See, that's bullshit. And they play off of that shit all the time. I look at people who are respected in a church, and maybe they're not even on a board or got no kind of like, no clout, but they just go to church. I wonder, how much a year do you spend giving to the church? Because most people don't give 10%. I ain't saying that they giving like all this money like that. Some people do, I'm pretty sure. But smart ones do, because it's tax, you can write off on your taxes. So, but those, I wonder how much do they spend? I would say like most people would, I average about $20 a week. Just say $100 a month. But you're going to get a church something else. You're going to get your kid like $5, a couple quarters. I used to get like quarters and shit, like $1 to put in. I used to always wonder like, what are we doing this for? Like, why do we have to give? Why? And then I started to realize that most people are giving so that it can be seen giving. They don't take the plate and put it in their lap and slide it through the pew. They hold it up and like, wait, what? That performative bullshit. And just say $25 a week, $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. And if you're making more and you really doing it, say you make $50,000 a year, you're giving 10% of that. You giving $5,000 just writing a check. I hope you're writing off on your taxes. But for what? For a building fund? Every church got a building fund. Like, damn, y'all been building this shit for 30 years. The mortgage ain't paid. Tax-free? How you mismanage tax-free money? That's like letting the casino go broke. Got these people here scared for the church used to be a place where people went for sanctuary, or the white man didn't want to follow them in because they were superstitious and shit like that. And then, it's a place where you can go and they can tell you where you can go find work. They can subcontract you out. You can create a deal between the master and you for you to go to another plantation and work so you can see your wife and shit like that. The preacher was a conduit. And it also kept people looking perspective. Like, look, don't run. There ain't nowhere to go. Don't strike back at the master. You're gonna make it worse on us, and they're gonna kill you, and your kid gonna get sold. It was that. Now, a bunch of fucking dudes who have no talent, women following right behind them, even though y'all ain't supposed to speak at church. That ain't never changed. All you female preachers and Joyce Myers, you're going directly against your Christian dogma, American Christian dogma, because women should be able to preach and all that stuff and teach and offer advice, but not tell somebody, hey man, we got the answer, this is it. Because you get led into this rapture shit. And I feel sorry for anybody who's sold their property or moved or changed their life drastically because they think that this shit is really about to happen. And for us who don't, we still got to remain vigilant too, because we don't know how crazy y'all gonna act. Because y'all think that the end is near. If you ever noticed or seen a person or an animal that knows that death is almost imminent, the way they react is like they're protecting their life force. They will take you out. Or they think they're on a mission from God. They're like, these Muslims are so gung-ho about. Christians are worse. We go to war. We change civilizations. The Muslims just want to keep y'all out of their shit so they can live it where they want to live. But y'all think that they crazy. Y'all think they crazy and fanatic. These white people who are Christians just saw a known racist that's probably the closest thing to Hitler. He just didn't have the power of Hitler. That motherfucker got popped in the neck in front of them while he was spitting racist garbage, and they deified him the last 2 weeks. People going to Starbucks trying to start shit with people and have people say the name, and I'm like, damn, like y'all, like when white people really think that, when white people think white supremacy is really going in, like the January 6th thing, they really go in and you really see like, they think that's the point of no return. They like, oh, we tried and fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. No, they like, we throwing all our chips in. We going straight for the guts. That's what the January 6th thing was. That's what this Rapture shit could be. We going all in. Cause with the Charlie Kirk thing, they like, look, they got a word early that was false reporting that it was a trans person or a black person. They was all up in arms in the alley. Then they realized a little white boy who was MAGA, they still blamed us. Because all they want is a reason. And you need to you don't walk around here with your head down acting like you the agreeable Negro. Let them know if you try me, I'm gonna pop your ass. Either way, with these or with those. Cause they serious about they shit. Y'all walk around this shit. I got a Langston Hughes poem that I always remember when it comes to like code switching and stuff like that. It says, Negroes humble, meek, and mild. It says, Negroes humble, meek, and kind. Beware of the day they change their mind. If you read the books that I read, I ain't talking about The Bluest Eye and the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm talking about their shit. The Turner Diaries. That'll tell you, I ain't even gotta go nowhere after that. Just read that. That's what's playing out. The assassination of that man it fits into that narrative. You gotta read that book. I ain't gonna talk about it here. This is a banned book. You gotta find that bitch. I got it. And I've had other people read it, and I've given it to other people to let them know. This is in their minds. I ain't talking about all white people. I'm talking about the crazy white nationalists, Stephen Miller, C.K., what's the other one? Nick Fuente, all them online talking this stuff. Even the Red Pill, Myron Gaines, Fresh and Fit, Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, all them sellers, C.J. Pearson, them tokens. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Ben Carson, all of them. They use their right-wing pseudo ideologies mashed in with their Christian nationalism to convince you guys to vote against your interests, to do nonsensical things like talk to yourself, hoping that it would change God's will. Because you know God makes mistakes, right? Because remember, they said he don't make mistakes, he's perfect, but he made mistakes. He had to kill everybody on the planet and put Noah on an ark. He created a disobedient, they don't even call Adam his son. It's just his creation. But Jesus is his son. Like, what, nigga? But remember, Adam was a mistake because he wasn't totally obedient to God. And his plan was a mistake because he helped Adam create a mate who ultimately destroyed humanity, and he had to destroy. God had to destroy humanity. And somehow Eve populated the earth along with Cain and Abel from these mystery people from the land of Nod. Look at your Apocrypha, it's in there. Look up Lilith. Lilith. Sometimes Christians are toddlers because you don't fucking read. And they play you for it. That's why for the last 20 years, you ain't been able to move up in your life. because you swear, oh, does God want me to do this and that? And you know what I do to unattractive women who come at me and try to be slick, trying to be intellectual? I let them know I'm an atheist. I ain't even got to say I don't like you. I don't think you're attractive. You need to go to the gym. You're ugly. You got too many babies. You're not attractive. Look at your hair. Look at your wig. You know what I'm saying? Those lashes, those nails, your attitude, But you go to church, so you think that like you're hot shit. You're not. You're not. And a lot of people like me, intelligent, beautiful black men who are undeniably successful. That's the one thing man, if they found out the truth that Barack Obama's an atheist, because he don't know smart by nobody smart believes in that shit at all. They understand exactly what it is. He's that kind of smart person. If he admitted to it, all black women would hate him. They think he's the finest thing in the world now because he got a black wife and he got black kids and he just, he done did everything right. If he said that, it would take all that down. They think of him like Hitler. Because I brainwash y'all here. That's why y'all keep failing. That's why y'all keep thinking that God is sending something your way and it's some fucking trashy nigga just got out of prison or some shit with a whole bunch of baby mamas and some debt and nothing. And y'all swear y'all can change him because you can clean him up and take him to church. And the motherfucker be a crackhead in church for 20 years and all you did was put him in another lion's den so he can mess with other broken people. And you wonder why he cheating and all this shit. And y'all southern women is fucking stupid. And that's why I'm leaving. I'm getting out this bitch. I'm going to Japan. I'm moving to Japan. I thought about going back to the Northwest, but if I'm going to go somewhere, I might as well go somewhere where, you know what I'm saying, like, it's going to be a real experience. I feel sorry for people who ain't never left the U.S. and never experienced nothing else, ain't never been dropped in a country where you don't know shit and you learn and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? You meet people, you have experiences that you can be that person to get older and have some stories to tell. Not that, oh, I was at the pub and I was at downtown and I was, you know what I'm saying, I went to the Panthers game and you ain't did shit. That's why y'all kids are fat. That's why y'all kids are failing. That's why y'all complain about the school system. The school system ain't failing your kids. You are, because your kids are fucking stupid. Because you don't do nothing with them. When you pump them full of fucking fast food. If you got a fucking fat kid, you're a failure. There's no excuse. Hormone, none of that shit. But you think God love them. The world don't love them. Like, that's just preposterous. That's crazy. Some people don't want to do nothing for themselves because they think that, oh, it don't matter anyway. I'm going to be in heaven. And not realizing the light's going to turn out and you're going to be a blip. You're going to be forgotten within half of a generation because you didn't do shit but sit around and eat. I don't make excuses no more for failure people, for cowards, for religious people, for my family. None of it. Because I don't need nothing. I need the wind at my back. I need a tailwind. I don't need nobody holding me back, giving me drag when I'm flying. And in Schopenhauer, him, Cant, Machiavelli, you know, Mujukazi, the samurai, Yogi, all talk about the benefits of solitude and of honest reflection. And what thing gets in the way is y'all obsession with these European religions that were put there to hold you back politically. The secret is that white folks of any kind of stature or any kind of intelligence do not believe that shit. It's political. It's virtue signaling. It's meant to keep people at bay. But I just do the opposite. I lean in. I'm going to tell you exactly how dangerous I am. Intellectually, physically, even emotionally. Like the Stoic, it has the advantage in any emotional exchange. Because they're devoid of emotion that allows them to be manipulated. Marcus Aurelius, read Meditations. He speaks of that, and it's not it turns you hard. It allows you to exist in the manner that you prefer rather than letting the world dictate how you do. That's what religion does. It's dictating your behavior rather than freeing your mind. And this has been the most enlightening time of my life at this moment. But I had another moment like this a year ago, and a year before that, and a year before that. Because you should constantly be searching it on your way. There's several paths to the top of the mountain. That's it. But we got to understand which ones don't take us there. Christianity, the American dream, Christian nationalism, isolationism, bad domestic policy, bad politics, MAGA, are all dead ends. Bunch of mental masturbation. It feels good at the time, but it produces nothing. So, let me go on and get ready for this rapture. And put the final touches on next week's trip to the jungle in Honduras. And the month after that, Hawaii. And Tokyo. Again. Because we have no limits. KLPC. Kick nice. I love you guys. Now go love each other. And go outside so you won't break through your ceiling when Jesus calls you home.